Hello you stupendous people. Welcome to this channel. Today I'm talking about how crazy it is. How crazy is it? Well, we'll talk all about it on the other side. So it started, the astrologers were talking about this. July was always going to be hot. And it is hot here in Spain. Now it's in August, but it's bloody hot. And July was bloody hot too. But that's not the hot that they were talking about. They were saying hot to trot. And August, pretty hot as well. And boy, are we seeing that. I mean, how crazy. Since the attempted assassination on Trump, what has happened? It's just gone tits up everywhere. It's like this, I don't know, it's like somebody took the hornet's nest and give it a good shake and threw it on the ground and then said, there you go, off you go. That's it. It's absolutely incredible. And lots of people, I've seen umpteen videos of people saying the timeline has shifted. Have you heard that? The timeline has shifted. And some people are saying, yeah, we've shifted from this timeline to this one, or the timelines have converged or whatever. It's all about timelines. And I think it's because people can feel this incredible shift. It's like a sea change. So I asked the emissaries, I said, have the timeline shifted? And they said it would be a better way to say that the timeline has strengthened. There's been a tremendous influx of energy that's making it very strong. And what they're saying is the timeline strength is giving people strength. It's giving people strength to speak out. How hard have the baddies worked to suppress free speech, to suppress the ability? It's not the ability, we've all got the ability to make people scared of speaking out. That's basically where we've been. And I've heard lots and lots of people just lately going, I've got to speak out. Before I was scared to give my opinion, but now I've got to. And that's what the emissaries are saying, that this strengthening of the timeline is allowing people to speak out that wouldn't necessarily speak out. Or the people who would speak out are now saying stuff that you just wouldn't hear before. I'll give you some examples of some things that I've heard. I just saw a snippet of Joe Rogan's new comedy sketch thing that he's doing. And he was saying that since the plan stroke demic, before that he didn't have much of an idea. Since then, he reeled off all of the conspiracy. He said, I believe everything now. And he made a joke about Obama's wife and an appendage, and then he took it back. But he said it. Okay, he said it. That would have been unheard of before. But he just rolled it all out. I'll give you another example. Whatever you think of Zuckerberg, whatever you think of him, okay? He was being interviewed and he said, seeing what Trump did after the attempted assassination was the most badass thing I've ever seen. And he's phoned him and said he's going to support him, okay? Now, it doesn't matter what you think of him. It doesn't matter. I'm sure, there's a lot going on there. But he said it out loud. I watched that blonde American senator who's very outspoken. And she's got un par de cojones. And she's been interviewed by somebody from the BBC who was extremely horrible to her. And she's just chatting away and she started to get angry. And in the end, she just said, look, I tell you what, why don't you just fuck off, right? When would we have heard that before? When would we have heard that? I mean, there would be angry or whatever. I heard Nigel Farage getting interviewed with another, I think BBC again, a BBC. Oh my God. And they were jabbing him. They were saying, why are you here because Trump's had an attempted assassination, when you're a politician and you should be looking after your constitution, what's it called? Your people in that place, yeah? And he said, what business is it of yours? What business is it of yours? And it was really abrupt, like, just bugger off. I'm seeing this over and over again with people. Now, these are the people who have public face, but I'm also seeing it with everybody. This strength, this inner strength of, it's time to speak out. I'm going to speak out. I can't keep quiet anymore. And it's beautiful. And this is because the timeline is being strengthened. By whom, by what, I don't know, but it's strong. However, the emissaries went on to say this, and I thought was really interesting. Because they said, as people get stronger, they know people are getting stronger, they know what's happened with the timeline. And so they are going to up their game. And they said, we're getting to a point where instead of being covert, it's going to be overt. It's going to be obvious. And they suggested this. And let's see what happens. Let's see if this happens. What they said is that the baddies are going to reach a point where they are going to call for a division. They're going to call people to their side. And they are going to openly, and I'm talking about this, we are aligned with Lucifer, the light, God, with all of that. They are going to overtly tell you. That's what the emissary said. And they are going to say, they're going to offer people, come to us for protection, come to us because we can give you everything. And there was this inference about, the Antichrist and the person who's going to come and be able to perform magical acts and do wonderful things, Project Bluebeam, blah, blah, blah. And they said that they are going to be just overt about it. They're not going to hide it anymore. I mean, already, look at the Olympic game beginnings. You can't get much more overt than that. Massive pushback. But what the emissaries are saying is that they are just going to say, we are good, they're bad. And they're going to ask people to come and join them and accept Lucifer as the one and only true God. And they're going to, the emissary said this, they're going to try and turn, they don't need to try, turn those people against us. So that might be, you would say Christians. I mean, the Jehovah's Witnesses have always said that they're God's chosen people, and that's why they get persecuted. But I think in the grand scheme of things, the witnesses have taken the Bible. They haven't taken anything else, just what the Bible says, but they've applied it to themselves only. Monopoly on God. But really, I think that's where we're going to be, which is those who have faith. I'm not talking about Christianity, but those who have faith will be the baddies. And those who have faith in anything other than Lucifer, and those who have faith in Lucifer will be on the good side, or profess to be the good side. So let's see. It's getting almost to that place where there's nothing to hide anymore. They don't need to hide that. Like the Masons, you don't find out until later on that they believe their God is Lucifer, the God of light. And I think that's where we're going to get to. That's what the emissaries say. But they're upping their game. They've got to. Why? Because they've got to sort out what's going on. People are getting too strong. People are getting too gobby. Speaking the mind, we don't want that, do we? Well, let's see what happens. Fascinating times, guys. Fascinating. This is just the most interesting series. Much more interesting than any series on Netflix. For sure. I love you all, and I'll speak to you all later. Bye-bye.